What's up, gamers? Welcome to Gamer Rant. My name's Kevin. Today we're going to be doing some rant news. We're going to be touching a little bit on Octopath Traveler. We're going to jump into a PC fan-made game that Konami decided to shut down. And then we're going to dive deep into the kind of news that other game journalist websites don't really talk about for whatever reason, because it is video game related. But
why isn't it in the fucking game without a pre-order? You blind? Dude, fucking fanboyism.
Microtransactions and
DRM.
Downloadable content.
Alright, Nintendo just released a whole bunch of Octopath Traveler alternate box art. Alright, I'll insert a screenshot for you. Apparently, according to the article, the offer is good until January 1st, 2019. It's going to require 50 platinum Nintendo points, and apparently you get all of them. So there's that one for you. And basically it's like the different case art is one of each particular character. Alright. I think that's kind of cool. You think that's something that they could have added into like a collector's edition? And you know, let's touch on this real quick. You know, I think that's one of the biggest problems with collector's editions is there isn't a whole lot of incentive there. I mean, something like this, alternate cases, even if they didn't give you, you know, a plastic case for every alternate thing, but, you know, they gave you something that you could safely keep them in and then you could switch them in and out if you wanted to. I mean, that's something that easily could have been in the collector's edition. But, you know, c'est la vie, right? So apparently a fan remake of PT on PC gets shut down by Konami. 17-year-old developer says there's a happy ending, though, alright? So basically, 2014, a demo playable teaser of Silent Hills, notoriously canceled before Hideo Kojumi's split from Konami, has been kiboshed. Whatever the fuck that is, alright. The 17-year-old developer behind the project, who goes by the handle Quimsar, I'm assuming, said Konami made contact this week and basically gave him a cease and desist order, alright? So, let's see. Next up is their voice, the autism community, and video game addictions. Alright, so this basically dives into game addiction, and it also touches on people with, obviously, autism and how, you know, a video game addiction is more likely to affect certain people with, you know, certain disorders, depression, so on and such forth. But that isn't anything new. This is something that we've actually seen. You didn't need any kind of study or somebody with a PhD or degree to tell us this, because we've seen these scenarios played out in said newses, public shootings, and so on and such forth. And so this really isn't anything new. Not to mention, the one thing that the article didn't really touch on is how video games are also a positive reinforcement for certain people with certain mental disorders. Alright? If you're gonna talk, you always gotta talk about the negative and the positive, because there's always a negative and positive to every story. Alright? Then there's two articles. Pretty much the same. The PS4 Xbox game warning parents are failing kids by letting them play 18+ violent games. The next article, more than half of parents let their kids play 18+ video games. Let's quickly talk about this, alright? You know, growing up as a kid, I remember often hearing adults talk about how that we, alright, because we were all kids at one point or another. Even your parents were kids at one point or another, and their parents did the same thing, and then their parents did the same thing, and so on and so forth. It's a never-ending cycle. Really have this mentality that kids are just weak, feeble, they need to be protected, both physically and mentally. They're too stupid. That's basically what you're saying when you say that a kid can't understand this. You're saying they're too stupid to understand this. But I'm going to jump to a very iconic individual on PBS, and that is Mr. Rogers, alright? Because his show touched on a lot of subjects that many parents felt their kids weren't, basically their kids were too stupid to understand. That's what it comes down to. And, you know, Mr. Rogers basically was like, you know what, kids are not as stupid as we think they are. They're more intelligent. They're more understanding. Yes, you may have to, you know, put it in a way that they understand, which may not be as intricate if you were going to explain it to an adult. But they're not stupid. And, you know, growing up as a kid myself, the one thing that irritated me the most was hearing the constant thing that I'm not going to understand. I don't understand this. I don't understand that. Because that's total bullshit. The only reason why I don't understand is because you don't have the balls or apparently your own intelligence as an adult to try to explain it to me as a kid. Or you don't have the intelligence to sit there and try to explain it to a kid. I mean, this isn't rocket science, all right? It's already been proven that you can play violent video games, even watch violent entertainment, children or adults, and it's not going to make you more violent. It's not going to make you go out and commit crimes or anything like that, all right? Video games do not influence you in that way. I mean, the whole thing is preposterous within of itself. And I think this stems from from the oldest tradition that is being handed down from generation to generation, and that is that kids are stupid and they don't understand. I mean, we got kids out there that commit violent crimes, 12, 15-year-olds, you know, committing murder. And you're going to sit here and tell me that they don't understand what they're doing? Especially seeing as how many of these kids actually planned it out. You know, kids are far more intelligent than we give credit to them. Perhaps it's the adults that are stupid because we don't understand kids in general, which is kind of stupid because we all were once kids. We all had an adult that laid claim when we were kids that we didn't understand something. And you know that every adult has heard that and it pissed them off as a kid. I mean, the whole thing is ridiculous within of itself. So, let's jump to the next. Video games and mental health and nobody properly talking. Actually, I kind of already touched on this earlier. And, you know, let's jump into video game addiction real quick because one article did mention that, but I didn't touch on it. That's like a no shit thing. Seriously, that's a no shit thing. I mean, anything can be addictive. Everything can... Collecting shit can be addictive. There's a reason why there's a term called hoarder. All right? Food can be addictive, all right? The very thing that is supposed to help us sustain our life can also be addictive. I mean, the aspects of everything that is commonplace for humanity can be addictive. Surfing the internet, being on your phone, watching TV, these are all things that can be addictive. Hell, just going to the movie theater could be addictive, all right? Drinking soda consecutively could become addictive. There are so many things. You don't need a study. You don't need rocket scientists to fucking tell you, oh, hey, video games are also addictive. No shit, that's a common sense thing because everything's addictive, you dumbass. Even fucking sex. Hell, even masturbation can be addictive as well. I don't know about people, right? Someone has to. And remember, gamers, if you're not voicing your thoughts and concerns about some of the bullshit that's going down in the video game industry, you just might actually know, wait. We got to do a quick rant. Because this is rant news. While I was actually researching stuff, I went to Google, all right? And I typed in basically video games, and it brought up pretty much almost all the articles that I talked about, with the exception of the fan-made game and the Nintendo Octopath alternate art case, all right? And the other articles that I talked about were all on other random sites. Not one fucking video game site was talking about these studies or these kinds of things, giving their own thoughts and opinions. I mean, how can you sit there and lay claim, Destructoid, Polygon, IGN, etc., 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 that you're a source of video game news, but yet when it comes to the negative aspect of video game news, you don't want to actually do it? Because, I mean, the reality of it is that you can easily make it positive. If you're so passionate about gaming, if you call yourself a gaming website, then you should be touching on these subjects when they appear. This is why places like Destructoid, IGN, and Polygon are all full of shit. Because at the end of the day, they don't want to write articles debunking all these other bullshit articles about violence in video games, addiction, so on and such forth. I mean, it's ridiculous within itself. But anyway, that's a quick rant for you, alright? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video in some fashion or form. And remember, gamers, if you're not voicing your thoughts and concerns about the idiocracy within gaming news, you just might be a part of the motherfucking problem.